What's going on, guys? Alex, and in today's video I want to show you how to set up your Google Ads as a plumber, and how to run your Google Ads to get plumbing leads every single day. By the way, if you need help with setting up Google Ads, if you're not getting leads, if you're wondering about your strategy, you can click the link down below, book a call with me. I'm happy to take a look at your Google Ads campaigns and of course answer any questions you might have about why it's not working and see if there's an opportunity to work together to get you more leads for plumbing and help you grow your plumbing business. In any case, if you're not running ads for your plumbing business or you're a plumber and you're not running ads, I'm not exactly sure where you're getting the bulk of your leads from. For every single search, right, we can start with sink installation in Calgary. There's people running ads, right? Sink plumbing, same day service. And as you can see here, your competitors in any area really have no idea what they're doing. Ads are poorly formatted, poorly targeted, poorly structured. I'm not even in Calgary, so ads shouldn't be showing up. And also for something like Allentown Plumbers, right? You have a good ad here, not terrible. This one misses the mark. This one misses the mark. What's Goodman? Is that the area, right? And this one also misses the mark. So 3 out of the 4 ads, which shouldn't show up in the first place because I'm not in Allentown, 3 out of 4 of them are absolutely terrible. And again, you have these guys that are sending you to a water heater replacement page. Not at all what we were looking for. Your competition has no idea what you're doing. You should be running ads. Beyond the ads, there's Google Business Profiles and then organic results, which if you're not running ads, very difficult to get leads. In any case, let me just jump right into Google Ads and show you guys how to set up your ad campaign for your plumbing services. So from this page, click on New Campaign, choose New Campaign. Google Ads is pretty straightforward to get set up. Optimizing it is a different story, but to get it up and running pretty quickly, here's how to do it. You shouldn't be running the Smart campaign. It's a terrible way to get leads, but I'll just show you how to set up your campaign as a plumber here. So you have all these options here. What you can do and what I typically would what I recommend doing now is to create a campaign without a goals guidance. None of this really makes a difference if you add it or not. It just is going to limit the settings that Google shows you. So to see the most settings, just click on create a campaign without a goals guidance. Otherwise, if you really want to, you can click on leads. From here, you have all the different options for ads. Some people like to go with Performance Max. This is terrible for local lead generation, especially for new campaigns. Smart campaigns are also incredibly bad. They will not work for you. While it might seem like it's working, you'll only be getting branded searches for the most part. It's not going to actually work if you want to drive high quality, relevant plumbing leads. So make sure that you click on search. Just like Google says, you get in front of high intent customers at the right time. From here, you can use conversion goals. Make sure after setting up the campaign, you go to Google Tag Manager and you set up tracking. That's incredibly important to make sure that your ads are actually working and that you are sending the right data back to Google. In any case, click continue. So for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to choose an area. Let's go with Phoenix, right? Because I'm not adding plumbing because we don't know yet what the campaign is going to be about. So just add Phoenix as a local area. You could add plumbing if you're only going to be in one area, but the campaign name we will just add as Phoenix and then click Start New. Now, for the bidding, Google has the default as conversions. Unfortunately, you definitely don't want to choose conversions because we are not tracking conversions yet. Until you have about 25 to 30 conversions on the campaign in the past 30 days, you don't want that to be the focus of the account. So for bidding, select clicks, and I will show you an even better bidding setting once the campaign is built that you'll want to set up. If you're lazy, if you don't want to set it up from here, but you are on a budget, you want to set a maximum cost per click bid limit. Typically, this is going to be something that will get you about 10 clicks per day so that you can at least get a conversion or two every day or every other day. I will show you how to set the right cost per click bid limit as well based on the keywords. But for now, I'll just leave it blank. Also, under customer acquisition, you can click bid for new customers, but that will limit your ads to new customers and does limit the campaign's performance immensely. And in local service businesses, that doesn't always make sense. So from here, just click on next. Now, we have 2 campaign settings here that are automatically selected. Definitely opt out of the display network. Because we're running a search ad, we do not want our search ad, which is text-based, to be showing up as a display ad. It's not going to perform well. Google's just going to run through your money, use all your budget, and this ads showing on this network will not convert if they're just search ads, so opt out of this. And Google Search Partners Network, again, it's just going to show up on Google sites like Gmail, Google Drive, Google Docs. It doesn't make sense to show up in those platforms because when someone's looking for a plumber, they're not looking for it when they're looking at their email. So opt out of that as well. Now for locations, you have there's two settings you want to change here. First, click on location options. You can see Google has presence or interest in, right? This just shows that people in, regularly in, or who've shown interest in your included location is going to be targeting. But this could be something, interest in is somebody, for example, if you're in Phoenix, somebody that has looked up visiting Phoenix, but they live in Florida, or they've looked up something in Phoenix, they've seen an Instagram reel about Phoenix, and it's just all tied in. Doesn't make sense at all. You want to always go with presence, people in or regularly in your included location. That way you're only targeting people that are physically in the location you want to be targeting. Now, from here, you can either enter your location here, right? But this will be a little bit interesting, and I'll show you why in a second. If you click on advanced search, you'll see this is what it adds as Phoenix. Now, Phoenix is an interesting area where if you were running ads in Phoenix, you would actually run different ads for Tempe, for Mesa, for Scottsdale, for Glendale than you would just for Phoenix. So I would get rid of this. I would click on radius, then I would do Phoenix, right? And then I would add maybe like a 5-mile radius, right? You can click just like that, and then just click save, right? I don't know if that actually worked there. No, it didn't work. So you just do radius, right? Phoenix, include. You'll see here that's actually too big of a radius, so we can just change this down to 5, save, just like that. Now you may actually want a little bit of a bigger radius there, so it's just really easy to change. Just click edit, click on save, and now we're targeting people just in Phoenix. You can target people out here, but then you want to maybe use these smaller towns. You might want to add postal codes, which you can actually add, or zip codes rather. But if you're targeting Scottsdale or Glendale, you would want to target that with a different ad so that the ad is hyper relevant to what they're looking for. And I'll show you how to structure that. But in areas like Phoenix and bigger metro areas, make sure your targeting is quite tight. For languages, if you're running your campaign in English, make sure you leave it as English. Otherwise, you can set up a Spanish ad, but you would want to build a different campaign for that just for performance. For audience segments, you can add this. It'll be more helpful afterwards, so it's not necessary to add now. You can go through and add these. It's not going to make a huge difference, but make sure you always leave observation and not targeting. But this is something you can revisit in the future when you are optimizing performance. Now, in more settings here, this is a really important setting. Google's default is to prefer the best performing ads, but what performs best for Google is probably going to be different than what performs best for you. So because you will be split testing ads within the campaign, within the ad group, I would always recommend using do not optimize to rotate ads indefinitely. That way you can see which ads are performing better for you, whether it's a lower cost per click, whether it's a lower cost per conversion, higher conversion rate, anything like that. So I will always set it as do not optimize, rotate ads indefinitely. If you let Google decide, they might not get the results that you want. And then finally, there is a way to set an ad schedule. So for example, if your business is only open from 8 till 5, you can just set it to be open from 8 until 5. And then you can choose it, Monday to Fridays, right? Just like that. And then you're ready to go. And then from here, you click on next. I always like to skip that. And now this is the ad group. This is where we're going to be doing our keyword research. So what you want to do is open Google Ads in a new tab, and I'll show you why in a second. So in the new window here, you want to click on tools, and it's going to open the keyword tool right here. Click on discover new keywords, and now here is where you can add your broad area. Click on save. Now type in plumber, plumbing, right? That'll work. Click on get results. Now, if I was doing this for a client, or if you're doing this for your own campaign, what you would want to do is go to download keyword ideas right here, and then export it to a Google Sheet, and then go through all of the keywords, break them down into different ad groups, and then find the right service to target. And now, what I mean by ad groups is it's asking us to label our ad group. The ad group is going to be the service that you're targeting. The campaign is going to is most likely going to be the area, right? So the campaign is going to be Phoenix. Within the Phoenix campaign, you'll have different ad groups. And the ad groups would be things like drain cleaning, plumbing services, water heater repair, 24-hour plumber, right? Emergency plumber. In this case, we'll just go with a broad plumbing ad group. So we would just add plumber, right? Plumbers, right? That can work. And now for keywords, you want to add about 5 to 10 keywords to get started. Now keep in mind, this is a lot easier to do if you do have it as a spreadsheet, because then you can break it down into ad groups. With plumbers in that campaign, what we don't want to add is the emergency plumber keyword. That should be its own ad group, because you would want to build out an ad separately for that you send traffic to a dedicated landing page about 24-hour emergency plumbing services. All these plumbing keywords should go to a page that's specific to what the person is looking for. So plumbing is one of those rare instances where if you do have a plumbing page or a plumbing ad for your broad plumber services, so for this ad group, you can actually send the traffic to the homepage. In a lot of service businesses that wouldn't work, but for 24-hour emergency plumbing or for water heating or drain cleaning, you would want to send that traffic to a different page, right? So to a page on your website that's all about water heater replacement, so that someone sees your ad about water heater replacement, they land on the website and the page is about water heater replacement. Everything is congruent, everything connects, and they're more likely to call or fill out a form to work with you. Now, keep going through the options here. We can add plumbing companies. The reason you separate them into different ad groups is because the intent is always going to be different, right? So different pages and different ads will perform differently depending on that, on the algorithm, on the search, on the service they're looking for. Let me just add one more for good luck. We can go with affordable plumbers near me, if that's something you want to target. And there we go. Now we have 5 keywords. Now, at the bottom here, you can see that a keyword without anything around it is broad match. A keyword with the quotations is phrase match. You want to start with phrase match. And in plumbing, I would probably go exact match, but there's a few ways to change that. You can add the quotations here, but I'll show you in the next step, actually, when the ad is published, how to change them all within the ad group. Now, here's how we structure the ad. Make sure, like I said, you are sending traffic to a dedicated landing page. For plumbing services as a broad service, you can send it to the homepage. So you could just do phoenixplumbers.com, and you'd want to do something like Phoenix Plumber, right? So that when someone sees the ad, they see this, they're already more likely to click than if it was just some random URL without any display path. Now, from here, you can add up to, I think, 15 headlines. There's no reason to add that many. 5 to 7 is going to be a good start, right? So you could just do best plumber in Phoenix, your local Phoenix plumber, if it fits. Offering all plumber services, right? Here to help with your plumbing. Doesn't fit. Need help, right? Phoenix's best local plumber, right? And then local plumbing company. That should work. Now, that looks like a really fantastic ad already. Let's move down to the description, right? Looking for a plumber in Phoenix. Give us a call today. We'll fix your plumbing problems, right? The best Phoenix plumber near you. Call or book online for help with your plumbing. Just like that, right? That is a fantastically structured ad. It will convert very well. Google does have an ad strength here, but it's not necessary to worry about. Now, if you can, add your business name and logo if it makes sense. Now for site links, I'll show you what these look like. So site links would be something like our services. And then you would link to here to your services page on your plumber website, right? You would do prices. And then you could do something like service area. So someone's going to see the ad and they will see your links here, and that links to your services page, your prices page, your service area page. They are a lot more likely to click than if you don't have these at all. And so make sure you have those pages on your site so you can send people to those locations on your site. And then once they're there, they're more likely to call, they're more likely to fill out a form, they're more likely to convert. Now you have callouts as well, and callouts look something like this. And then you can add a new callout like best Phoenix right? And then someone sees that, you can do starting from $169. Prices work really well. It just adds a little bit of extra text to the ad, and it does encourage people to actually click through. And once they're on your website, you want them to convert. So the goal of these ads is to get people to click through to then call you or fill out a form. And you have a few other asset types. You can add your phone number. I always recommend doing that, as well as creating call ads for your services. You can add a form. You can add structured snippets. There's a lot more you can add, and then Google does give you some recommendations here. Now, when you're done, click on done. It will show a little bit of a preview here. Click on next. And this is where you're gonna set your budget. As a plumber, you're probably in most areas gonna wanna be spending at least $100 per day. Always choose the custom budget option. So you can just add here your custom budget, $100 per day, right? But because this is my test account, I will just add 0.01 so I don't get charged. Click on next. I already have, so you can just do Phoenix Plumbing because I do have a campaign with that name already. So Google now will just go through, and 1 second, let me just confirm this. So Google will just go through and review everything. And then from here, under review, normally you can click on publish, but I will just publish this and jump back in. So after Google has reviewed your campaign, you will be able to publish unless there's any errors, which you're gonna have to go back and fix. From here, we just click on publish campaign and Google will publish it. They are gonna ask you to set it up with the Google tag. Make sure you go to googletagmanager.com, set up all the tracking so that you are able to track how users perform on your site, so that you're able to track things effectively like people calling, filling out forms, stuff like that. Now, head back to your campaign. There's just 2 more settings I want to show you. So we have Phoenix Plumbing here. So click on the campaign. Now this is just a broad overview of the campaign data that you're able to see. The first thing you want to change is go to search keywords. Now, like I said, you can just add them as phrase match like this one when you're adding the keywords in, or you can just go through, change to phrase match here. But if you do have a lot of keywords, or if you build out a few different ad groups and you want to change them all, just select all of them, click on edit, change match types, change all match types, and then change these all to phrase match, and then click apply. And that will run, that will change them all to phrase match, and as you can see, we're good to go. Now, if you go back to campaign, you can see that we have it set as a maximize click bid strategy. But what you want to do here is click on the settings option. It'll bring you into the settings. And in this settings area, click on bidding. Now click on change bid strategy and then set it to, select the bid strategy, and then from here, set it to manual CPC. Unclick this because we are not actually tracking conversions yet, nor do we have enough data on the account to optimize for conversions. So unclick that, click on save. And in the ad group section, when we hit refresh or visit back, you can see here there has been some changes. If we click on ad groups and we hit refresh, there will be a separate option for us to set a maximum cost per click. And so now we have a default max CPC. Now you can go in, for example, and look at the different options here and find a range for each of the keywords you used, or for the broad account, just for plumbers, you got $53 to $140. If you only want to pay $70 per click, then that's where you would go and you would set this to 70. So the most that you would pay is $70 per click. In a lot of cases, if you set it too low, you won't get impressions. Google will tell you that. And if you leave it for like a week or two and you don't see any performance at all with a budget that's too low, even if you have it set at max clicks with a limit set on that side, you will have to raise the budget. In a lot of services, for a lot of service businesses like plumbing, you will need quite a high budget. What you can do is go over less competitive search terms, like water heater replacement was one, repipe specialist is another, water heater, hot water heater replacement, shower replacement, right? You could go after those less competitive search terms, but to get started, this is really all you need. If you did make it this far, as always, thank you for watching. And don't forget, you can click the link down below to book a call with me. I'm happy to take a look at your campaigns, answer any questions you might have about running Google Ads, about getting more leads with Google Ads, and of course, seeing if there is any opportunity to work together to grow your plumbing business and get you more leads every single day. Like I said, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. As always, I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.